It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It is time for your July 27th, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite. This wasn't your typical AEW Dynamite show. This was AEW Fight for the Fallen 2022. Overall, if we're talking about how good the show was, pretty good show. The second hour was but like the first hour, like especially the first 40 minutes into the show, that's where I felt like, okay, I was like, all right, this is really good. You know what I mean? Um, we kicked things off with the show with the AEW Interim World Championship match. I was really kind of surprised that this opened up the show. I said in my Fight for the Fallen predictions that this was going to main event the show. But instead it was main evented by the returning Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. But anyways, we got Rusev versus Jon Moxley. I mean, let's be real. To me, looking at this match from a match standpoint, I thought this was the solid at best. I wasn't really necessarily a huge fan though. Like, they did this certain spot in the match where Moxley hits the paradigm shift, the Death Rider, or whatever you want to call it. He hits it on Rusev and Rusev kicks out. I wasn't really a big fan of that. But like from a match standpoint, it was pretty solid. You had Andrade trying to help his boy out, which didn't help because it just didn't. But Moxley retains the title. Afterwards, we get the Jericho Appreciation Society coming out. Anna Jay with her new attitude, now calling herself Anna JS. So I'm not going to even go into what she was talking about in her promo. I really don't want to. Anyways, Jericho was like, look here, Moxley, let's do it. You and me. I want my title rematch. I want it in 2 weeks. I want it at this. Out of all the TV specials they could come up with, Quake at the Lake. They're calling this Quake at the Lake. Anyways, Moxley says, Jericho, it sucks, man, because I had respect for you, man. Like, I used to respect you a lot. I want Chris Jericho, the Lionheart, not this sports entertainer, Le Champion, Jericho Appreciation Society BS. I want the Lion Tamer. I want the Chris Jericho from Japan, pretty much. So we're getting Moxley versus Jericho 2, which, if that's 2 weeks from now, I wonder who's Moxley's opponent going to be for All Out. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do there. But anyways, as we move on, like I said in one of my videos early on in the night, they announced that the AEW World Trios Championships are finally coming. This is something a lot of you, the AEW diehards, have been waiting on for since the moment this company existed. People were also talking about that now that the Trios belts are coming back. I mean, that are coming. That means Kenny Omega's coming back. So, hey, if that's the case, then I guess that's cool. You got the FTW Championship match here. You got Danhausen versus Ricky Starks. This match was straight, quick, and to the point, because this obviously sets up the next match, which was, again, the FTW Championship match, but this time it's Hook versus Ricky Starks. I said Hook was going to confront Ricky after the match. I didn't think they were actually going to fight, and they do. And Hook beats Ricky Starks. He makes him tap out. The two-man share a fist bump in the ring, respect, obviously. Starks cut a really good promo here, man. He was like, I was given the title. I made that title relevant. I made that title something. And before he could really get into what him and his boy Powerhouse Hobbs was going to do, I can't even call Powerhouse Hobbs his boy, because Powerhouse Hobbs clotheslines him from behind, puts him out with the spine buster. So they're turning Powerhouse Hobbs heel, and they're turning Ricky Starks officially babyface. That should be really interesting to see. I ain't gonna lie, I really was not expecting them to do that. I'm not gonna lie, but even Taz is like, yo, like what the heck are you doing, dude? Sammy Guevara versus Dante Martin, from an athletic standpoint, is pretty good. My only gripe is, honestly, this match really did not need to be on the show. I'm being completely honest with you guys. There's really no story behind it. There's no background or how this match came about. They just announced this match. Honestly, you really could have put this match on a Rampage, if I'm being honest with you. Sammy gets the win there. I believe Dante actually tweaks his ankle there, so dang, if he actually is injured and he's out, then that sucks, man. Now all the Top Flight is gone. His brother is out, and now he's out. That sucks. You hate when you hear a wrestler is out with an injury. So Jungle Boy comes out, and Jungle Boy, I think this is probably the best Jungle Boy promo I've seen, unless he's cut better promos outside of AEW. I don't know, but I think since I've known Jungle Boy, since the inception of AEW, this is probably the best promo he's probably cut ever. And I'm saying that because I think it's pretty well documented, or at least in my books, Jungle Boy has never really been the strongest when it's cut to promos. That's one thing that a lot of, I really been saying dude is just not good in promos. He's good in the ring, but tonight he just went at Christian Cage, calling him the P word, just saying man, I'm coming after you. Christian Cage comes out, says the same thing, buddy, I know your secrets. I'm gonna prey on your weakness. Won't be a matter of time before these two fight, and it's gonna be announced. I think they're gonna fight at All Out, in my opinion. We got Tony Nese and Mark Sterling versus Swerve Strickland. I ain't going front. I didn't really care for this. Swerve Strickland gets the win. It was kind of predictable. I didn't really care for this. That House of Black, Brody King challenges Darby to a coffin match, so that's definitely where Darby's most likely going to get his revenge. You had Mia Yamashita. If I mispronounced the name there, I apologize. Taking on Thunder Rosa. This is for the AEW Women's Championship. This wasn't bad. I thought, I know a lot of people talk about how the women are in the spot they're in, but this wasn't bad. Thunder Rosa gets the win there, and that's pretty solid. Wasn't bad necessarily your typical women's cool down match. We get the main event, Danielson's homecoming, Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. This is actually pretty good, man. Danielson, I thought he looked okay in his return. It's good to see him back. Because I know everybody was tripping when he was like, I'm out with a concussion, and then you had guys like Dave Meltzer being like, oh, I'm so worried about his injury, which is completely understandable because we all know what he's been dealing with, the concussions and stuff. So it's good to see Danielson back. But that was Dynamite tonight, and like I said, overall, it wasn't a bad show necessarily. Going back to Anna Jay and stuff, I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling her right now. Even the promo she cut early on in the show is like, oh, I'm going to choke you. I'm going to choke you. I'm going to choke you. I wasn't really feeling it, Yeah. So anyways, that's the video, man. I don't want to keep y'all here for too long. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Let's get this to 2K. The next big goal for the channel is to get this to 2K. I really think we could do it, but obviously it's a group, collective, all that good stuff, man. So also do that. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow in terms of a video, but I will be back for SmackDown and then, of course, SummerSlam weekend. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling, and so, yeah.